can't get rid of me. They still throwing shade on my energy. I gotta make sure they remember me. Just know that these looking no fun to me. You know, to the check cause we hustle. We getting it straight off the muscle. If it ain't the money.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So today's walk and talk, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's like a collection of videos of me working out, and that's just because I waited so long to put out this walk and talk. And a big reason is because, y'all, I did not know what I wanted to talk about, because I reached out. I wanted to make sure some of my family members was okay with me talking and stuff, but they was all like, nah, I don't want to be a part of your little stories, and they gonna know it's me. But the one person I know who wouldn't care is my sister. So in this story, my sister is gonna be what we gonna call my sister? We gonna call her Jackie or whatever. So it includes my sister Jackie and my mom and stuff. So we gonna get on to that. All right, so let's get started. All right, y'all got your knives, and then we got a little pepper spray here for all the snatchers and crumb bitches that want to fuck with us. All right, y'all, so this story starts off when I was in about the 7th grade. I was in middle school. We had a situation where my computer teacher, let's call her Miss Kim. I don't know, I can't think of no names right now. But Miss Kim's jump drive got stolen. Now, Miss Kim's jump drive had all of the classes' grades and stuff on it, y'all. So, boom. I had this friend. His name, we're going to call him Corey. Corey comes to me one day, and Corey's all like, hey, I got this teacher's jump drive and stuff or whatever, because she had been asking about it. So he just came off and was like, he had it. And I was like, all right, cool. But he was like, you can't tell nobody. And I was like, all right, that's fine or whatever. So a couple of days later, I ended up cutting class one day. I was just walking the hallways, and I ran into another friend of mine named Sam. He was coming down the steps, and he was looking kind of crazy, like he was looking up to the top of the steps or whatever. So I look, and I see like a class outside of Miss Kim's classroom standing out in the hallway or whatever, and security's right there like searching people and stuff. So I'm like, what's going on up there, Sam? And Sam was like, basically they're looking for Miss Kim's jump drive, and they got the grades and stuff on it or whatever. Somebody stole it. And I was like, I know who got it. So whatever the case may be, when I said that, my math teacher, who I guess was good friends with my computer teacher, appeared at the top of the steps. And she was like, Shannon, so you know who got Miss Kim's jump drive? And I'm like, no. She was like, yes, you do, because I just heard you tell Sam that you know who got it or whatever. So I was like, no, I do not. And she was like, either you tell me right now or we going to the principal's office. So, of course, I refused to tell her. We ended up going to the principal's office, and the principal was like, Shannon, you need to tell us who got the jump drive, or I'm calling your parents. And I was like, well, I don't know who got it or whatever the case may be. So my math teacher just sitting up in that jank like, yeah, because so when I was right there, I overheard her told a student, just snitching or whatever. So I'm like, I don't care. I ain't no snitch, like I said, or whatever the case may be. So whatever, the principal ended up calling my mama. My mama ended up showing up to the school or whatever. And the principal was trying to get my mother to, I guess, scare tactic the shit up out of me. Because she was like, Miss Parker, we need you to get Shannon to tell us who has this jump drive, because it's very important. And I was like, I ain't got it. And she was like, Miss Parker, either you get that information from her, or we're going to suspend her for 10 days. So my mama looked at me, y'all, and she was like, you better tell them who the fuck got these people jump drive or whatever, or I'm gonna beat your ass. Now, y'all, at the time, I was young. Like I said, I was in middle school, but I was young, and I guess I was hanging with the wrong folks and stuff, and I thought I was grown. So anyway, I looked back at my mama, and I was like, I ain't no snitch. So whatever the case may be, The sister principal looked over and she was like, you ain't no snitch. She was like, let me tell you what not snitching gets you. Miss Parker, we're going to go ahead and suspend her for 10 days. So my mom was like, like whispering under her breath with the mad face, like, I'm going to whoop your motherfucking ass when we get the fuck up out of here. So I looked back at my mama and I shrugged my shoulders and I was like, I don't care. So she was like, okay, or whatever. So where we lived at from my middle school was like right up the street or whatever the case may be. I live like right on Fairmount Avenue if you're from Richmond. And I was going to MLK at the time. So whatever the case may be, we get in the car and shit, and mama was like, when we get in this motherfucking house, I'm gonna beat your ass. And I was like, I don't care, or whatever the case may be. So she was like, I don't know where you get this grown shit from, talking back, this, that, and the third. And I was like, you know what, get out my face, or whatever the case may be. She was like, get out your face. And I was like, yeah, like I said, get out my face. You getting on my nerves. You always up in my business. She was like, but you ain't got no business. I am your business. So boom. By this time, we was like right in front of my house or whatever. And my mama was like, let me talk to you for a second or whatever, trying to calm the situation down. And I was like, nah, open up this door so I can go. And she was like, what? And I was like, open up this door. So whatever case may be, she looked at me with the girl, I know you got me fucked up look. So she get out the car or whatever, and she goes to run in the house. So I unlocked the door or whatever, and I seen my sister Jackie coming down the steps, because you can see the steps if you look inside my door. So she like hollering, she like, Mo, what's going on or whatever, and my mama like, I'm tired of this disrespectful shit with Shannon's ass or whatever. I'm ready to whoop her motherfucking ass or whatever. So I come in the house or whatever, and my sister keeps screaming. She like, what's going on? What's going on? And I was like, Jackie, get out my business. It's not your business neither. Like, why is you always in my business? She was like, hold on. Who the fuck you talking to? Now, mind y'all, my sister is like 12, 13 years older than me. So, yeah. So, whatever the case may be, I'm like, it ain't none of your concern. Going back to doing whatever the fuck you doing. And then mom was like, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. She was like, you need to whoop her ass. She was like, and I am. And my sister was like, I'm ready to beat your motherfucking ass. You ain't gonna be talking to my motherfucking mama like that. So, y'all, what I did next was, well, the whole thing was disrespectful, but let me get on to it. So I was like, girl, fuck you and your mama. So my sister was like, oh, bitch, I know you fucking. She didn't say that, but that's what she said. She was looking at me, y'all. So I was like, or whatever. I was standing there. So she was like, you know what? I'm ready to fuck you up or whatever. So my grandma, because we live with my grandma and my uncle or whatever. And my grandma and my uncle came and was trying to hold my sister back. And I was like, don't be holding her ass back. She want to fight. Let's fight or whatever. Thinking I'm grown. So whatever. We ended up getting a tussling a little bit. But then they had broke it up or whatever. So me being me, I'm still talking shit. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this house. Fuck these people. Like, y'all getting mad at me because I won't snitch. Or whatever the case may fucking be. And my sister was like, I don't know where the fuck you get this go hard shit from, but I'm gonna show your ass hard today. And I was like, bitch, fuck you. So we fighting or whatever the case may be. And my mama ended up holding me back or whatever, because my sister had went up the steps and she was like, Shannon, you stay your ass the fuck right here. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna beat her ass and she want a motherfucking fight or whatever. So they holding me back. And I ended up like breaking free a little bit and going like up the steps a little bit, and they ended up dragging me back. So then they had me pinned on the motherfucking floor, and my sister came running down the motherfucking steps or whatever. So next thing I know, y'all, it's like a big boom, and I couldn't see no more, y'all. And I'm like, my eye, I'm screaming like my eye, or whatever. And my mama like, Why the fuck you do that? You ain't have to do all that or whatever. And my sister was like, I'm tired of that disrespectful shit. She ain't gonna come up in here and disrespect me, and she damn sure ain't gonna disrespect my motherfucking mama like that. And I'm just sitting right there hollering, y'all, like I felt blood. There was blood on my shit, and I could not motherfucking see. So whatever case may be, once I finally get up, y'all, and I looked down and I realized, because at this point everybody holding her the fuck back screaming at her, I realized she done took my brother's barbell to his hand weights or whatever the case, free weights, whatever you call them, and she had tag masks with that bitch in my motherfucking eye. So at this point, y'all, I'm crying and I'm hollering or whatever the case may be. And my mama looked at me and she was like, that's what your ass get, because you shouldn't have been disrespectful. Now carry your ass the fuck upstairs. So my grandma, being all concerned, she was like, that child cannot go to sleep or whatever, especially not looking like that. So I'm like, whatever. So I go to look in the mirror, y'all, and my shit was red and it was bruised up and it was bleeding, and it was like just my eye was just closed or whatever the case may be. And it was like I couldn't open that bitch up. It was stiff as shit, y'all. Like I could not open that motherfucker. The bitch was locked shut or whatever. And it wasn't my eye that was bleeding. It was like my eyebrow that was bleeding or whatever the case may be. So whatever. I ended up, I think, my grandma ended up giving me some aspirin or some shit and told me I had to just sit up for a couple of hours or whatever. Don't fall asleep for a couple of hours. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I eventually had took a nap after I ate and shit. My grandma didn't fed me because my grandma all concerned, like, that girl cannot go out here looking like that, whatever. But whatever the case may be, I go to sleep. And I wake up and my brother is at home now. And he was like, oh shit. He was like, "Go, what the fuck happened to your fucking eye?" And I was like, yeah, me and Jackie got to fighting. And he was like, yo, she fucked you up. And I was like, man, fuck that bitch or whatever. But he was like, man, he was like, bruh, he was like, I don't even understand. How the fuck you gonna go to school like that? And I was like, well, I'm suspended for 10 days. By that time, that shit been the hill or whatever. And he was like, man, I don't think so, bruh. So I was like, man, what the fuck? So, because last time I seen it, it wasn't that bad. But boy, I went in the mirror, and when I looked in the mirror, I couldn't do anything but fucking cry. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to me? What the fuck happened to me? Man, I looked in the fucking mirror. She had me looking like motherfucking Frankenstein, y'all. Like, and then my brother got in there. He was like, bruh, she got you looking like Martin off that one fucking episode. So I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck am I gonna do? So anyway, later on that night, or whatever, after everything was over with, Jackie comes back to the house because during the course of the fight, I ended up pulling out some of her hair, and she done went and got her hair done and stuff, and she done came back with a Rite Aid bag, talking about here, and she handed me an ice pack and some Tylenol, talk about, I'm sorry that I had to fuck you up, but don't you fucking disrespect my mama like that no more, or whatever. And I'm just sitting right there like, what the fuck? Like, you know. But anyway, y'all. Yeah. I had did my 10-day suspension, but then after that, or whatever, I couldn't go back to school because my eye was fucked up, and or whatever the case may be, and they didn't want nobody to assume that I was getting abused at home, because let's be honest, I was being disrespectful, and my sister had to handle that situation. And I'm not mad at her for that. I mean, of course I was mad in the moment, but looking back on it, if I was just as disrespectful as I was back then, I would say I deserve that shit. So, yeah, y'all. It is what it is. That's the story of how the fuck I walked around looking like Willie Lump Lump for a whole month. I ain't go back to school for a whole motherfucking month, y'all. Or whatever, but... Oh, let me tell you this. So, before I wrap this up or whatever, after the suspension or whatever, and after I got my ass fucked up, or whatever. We go back to the school. And because mama had to take me back to the school and talk back to the principal because they still wanted to know where this jump drive was at. And before I got to talk to the principal, they told me to go to class because mama had to be to work, and then mama was going to take her break and then come and talk to the principal. So I went back to class, and I ended up meeting up with my friend Corey. And Corey like, where the fuck you been at? And I was like, I was suspended. He was like, what you get suspended for? You got to fighting again? I was like, nah, for the fucking jump drive. I was like, I ain't tell them shit or whatever. That's why I got suspended. And he was like, oh, well, I never had the jump drive or whatever. And I was like, what you mean? You playing or you serious? And he was like, nah, I never had it. He was like, I just said this shit, but I really didn't have it. And I was like, the fuck you mean you didn't have it, Corey? And he was like, I didn't or whatever. So I was like, I just got suspended for nothing. And he was like, well, I ain't know you was going to tell nobody I had the jump drive or whatever. And whatever, y'all. But we ended up going to that meeting, and the principal was like, so you gonna tell us who got the jump drive? I was like, I didn't know. I really don't know. And she was like, so we did this whole 10 days for nothing because you walking around here lying about having a jump drive. And I was like, no, but it's all right. I was just like, you know what, yeah, it's all right, y'all. But yeah, y'all, my eye done healed now. It don't look as bad as it did back in the day or whatever. But that is it. Y'all be safe, mind your business, and don't run into toilet seats. Good night.